Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, this episode, okay, there's an elephant in the room, as I'm gonna sit there and say, that has been a glaring problem with this storyline so far of GH. And I am talking about the Mike story, the Mike situation. The reason why I'm talking about this is because this is a story that has been going on for far too long. And I'm not enjoying it anymore. I'm not enjoying it anymore for a couple of different reasons. One, again, it's just going on far too long. Two, well, for anyone who has ever had to deal with that type of situation or any type of situation as far as, DNR and stuff like that, it is a very heartbreaking, traumatic, and just really sad situation. It's something that I'm trying to get too personal, but it's just not something that I really feel like enjoying watching. And I think that goes for anyone. I think that goes for any single, person who has had to go through that, who has to go through Alzheimer's and who's going through this type of situation. It's not a subject that, I don't know the right words for me to sit there and say, but my point is, I feel like it's starting to become kind of torturous for a lot of people who has went through the situations to constantly see this story just go on and go on and go on and go on, and it's like, I don't know. It's going on too long, and it's starting to just not become enjoyable anymore in that aspect. I mean, it's not something that I enjoy in general as far as watching that situation, but like, it's ran its course like a long time ago. And this is where we find ourselves in as far as this whole thing goes. Sonny is in a impossible situation. Possible situation where, he wants to do the right thing for his father, but at the same time, he wants to feel like he's done all he can as far as extenuating his life. They're talking about putting him on feeding tubes, and, this is where we go through this whole hour of having Sonny really come to his own conclusion that he is not going to put his father through that after seeing Yvonne suffer through the same thing. Now, you got Carly looking, on the web for, like, medicine and stuff like that, as far, and just FYI, looking on the internet as far as trying to diagnose anything or to try to find out some sort of information with, like, medicine and medical situations is not always the best idea. I'm not saying it doesn't help to do your research, but you just need to be very careful, because you can wind up scaring yourself a lot worse than whatever it really is. But yeah, that's what Carly's doing. She's sitting there trying to search information as far as, extending his life. The whole feeding tubes and stuff like that. She calls Jason over, and she's just frantic about the situation. And of course they get to the hospital, and Sonny already made up his mind. I mean, Liz really was just like, at one point, and I'm not gonna lie, Liz just kind of was just like, she just closed her eyes and just breathed for a minute. It's like, you know what, I don't want to do this, but I have no other choice, because this is a shit situation, but she has to be honest. And kudos to Liz for just laying it flat out, really helping Sonny go through the situation, like, as far as make up his mind. So she just told him the truth. And, Sonny decided to not go through with the feeding tubes and stuff like that, because they had Mike prepped and everything ready to go, and so, yeah. And towards the end, you get to this really sad part where Sonny's like, whenever you're ready to go, it's up to you. And I'm not gonna lie, that was just really difficult to watch. That was really difficult to watch. Jesus Christ. You know what? Let's just go to a fucking lighter subject. Let's go with Sam, because let's go with Sam. I'm still sitting there thinking about that whole scene. That just really kind of fucked me up. I'm gonna be honest. But let's go with Sam. Let's start with Sam and Neil, because, well, Sam decided to take it upon herself to walk up to Neil and be like, well, why didn't you call her back? Why didn't you call back my mother and stuff like that? I'm like, you know what? Listen, on one hand, I understand Sam's passion as far as protecting her mother and sticking up for her mother and just, like, yo, what's going on? On the other hand, I'm like, it's not your concern. I mean, it's not your fucking business. It's between Neil and Alexis. And you know damn well how many times has she got upset when Alexis has jumped in her love life with Jason. So I'm like, wow, lady, really? But pretty much she was like, yo, listen, she got disbarred and you need to sit there and step up. And I'm not going to sit there and act like she's wrong, because you just kind of, he just kind of just distanced himself and just like, alright, you know what, listen, I didn't know what to do, so you did nothing. Like, that wasn't exactly a fucking answer. You just stayed away. Like, dude, are you kidding me? So anyway, he pretty much didn't handle the situation right. He goes to Alexa's house, where you got Diane just catching her up on all the gossip between the court case and find out what's going on with Neil. So Neil stops by, and this is where I'm just like, what the fuck, Alexis? Because on one hand, they talk. She explains that she lost her license. He's like, he's sorry. He stayed away. And she's like, you know what? That's not cool. So I understood that part. But then it gets to a point where Alexis pretty much is like, you know what? Listen, we just can't see each other for right now. I can't deal with you. And I'm like, Alexis, Jesus Christ. What is it that you want? 1 minute you want him and you don't care. Consequences be damned. Now you're all like, oh, well, I want my space and, I just can't. It's like, come on, what do you want? Like, this whole back and forth shit is just like, my goodness. Yeah, I can't deal with back and forth situations. But, anyway, he's like, you sure? Like, we could just try to be friends and just kind of hang out and do some stuff every now and then. She's like, nope. Alright, cool. Bye. Like, I just... Anyway, he walks off and he leaves. And, then she stands there all pouty-eyed, like, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care, because you don't know what you want. You keep going through this back and forth bullshit. And I'm really just, like, not really invested anymore in this whole, like, thing with you. Let's go. Let's start with Nell, because she is just Jesus Christ. I know that there are people that really like Nell, and they like her bad girl ways, and she spices stuff up, and I don't mind the spicing things up. What I mind is the one-dimensional character that she is, and pretty much she talks to Valentine and she's blackmailing him, like, hey, listen, why don't you, like, if you don't help me with, getting my son or helping me with what I want, then I'm going to blow you out of the water, as she so puts it. Because she knows about the whole shares and stuff like that, so he's like, fine, Because at first he's talking to her, he's like, Nell's like, well, why don't you like me or whatever, like, you don't like Michael. And Valentine's like, yeah, but I really don't like you a lot more. And I'm like, well, that was funny, but also it's true. He really doesn't like you, you know. He said in another episode where he was like, you know, listen, I may not like him, but I respect the fact that he's a father and he's doing what he can for his son. You, on the other hand, you're a mess, and you're a terrible person in general. Anyway, the plan is to once again try to kidnap Wiley. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? When Valentine was like, you know, your stuff is somewhere in the car or whatever, I'm like, oh, are we really just gonna we just gonna redo this whole thing again, right? We're just gonna. And the sad thing is that Valentine was like, listen, he's rich. Wherever you go, he will hunt you down. And by that time, he will catch you. You really want to go through this? Yes. Okay. Sure, whatever. So yeah, she goes to the house. She goes to the Quartermain's house. She starts spitting her venom at Willow, and it just was like, all right. I kind of looked at my phone at that point because I was like, I just don't really care about you at this point anymore. You're just whatever. So she plants a bug in their place, and then she walks out. She looks at some passports, and I'm like, yep, we're doing this shit again. Cool. Why not at this point? And you know, the sad thing is that she's not even waiting to sit there and see what the verdict is. She's just like, I'm gonna take the child. I'm like, well, what if the verdict comes... Why? What if the verdict is that you get to see visitations or you get full custody? Then you did all this bullshit for... Whatever. So anyway, that happens, and yeah, that pretty much kind of ends that. So let's get to my other part. Well, the other part, really. I feel like I might be missing something, but I don't think I am. So Valentine approaches Sam, and Valentine's like, listen, long story short, I can help you out. I can get your parole officer off your ass, and set you up with somebody who, you know, is going to be more accommodating towards you. And all I need is your shares. I'm just going to borrow them, and then I'll give them back when they are of age and whatever. And then, you know, Sam sits in and tries to play this I'm playing coy and tough girl act like, well, I don't know, and, you know, yada yada yada, and blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, alright, seriously, this guy is giving you an amazing offer. Remember when you tried to blackmail Dolores and it blew up in your damn face and you caused your mother to sit there and drink because you was too busy, I don't know, acting like a bitch? Clearly things don't work out your way when you try to do it yourself. How about you let him do it? I mean, listen, we all know that, you know, Valentine can be the devil sometimes, but, like, this is one of those offers that's too good to pass up. And Valentine was like, listen, this offer may not be on the table for long, so I suggest you take it. And then he walks off, and she just kind of stands there like, you know, like she's going to take the offer. And I'll leave it at that. You know what? Before, I think this is actually done. Anyway, listen, write your comments down below. Let me know what you think of this new Sam. Do you like her? Do you not like her? I mean, I know it's temporary because they said it was temporary yesterday and she's coming back. But, what do you think of her? Do you like their acting skills? Because I don't think her acting is bad. I really don't. And I've had my problems still with Jordan and Nina as these replacements, and I gotta sit there and say she's actually good as far as her acting. And that's pretty much about it, because I'm just like, Jason, you remember what happened? Like, I was watching it yesterday, and I was just sitting there thinking, like, man, Jason, your girlfriend was so fucking hot. What happened? And the reason, and again, I wouldn't be harping on this so much, but I've seen pictures of her, and I'm like, damn, I'm speechless. Damn. And so when you see her on screen, you're just like, what happened? Where is that version at? I just, and I know that's me, and it's so bad, but like, I don't know. Other than that, other than her, and granted, she's not like, you know, ugly or anything like that. Like, she's still, you know, she's, you know what? Maybe I should just stop, because whatever I say is just not going to come out right, and it's just going to come out mean. I don't think she's ugly. I'll put it that way. But anyway, that's going to do it for this review of GH. Write your comments below. Write your comments down below. Let me know if you think that I was too harsh on Sam, on this new actress being Sam. To be fair, again, when she did her pictures, I was like, damn, she looks fucking amazing. So I just don't understand how we got from one point to the other. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this whole episode in general. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you like Nell? Do you like her plan? Do you think she's just one-dimensional? And you know what? Let me know what you think of this whole Sunny situation, this whole Mike situation. Do you think that they need to find a way to wrap up the story? Do you think it's been going on too long? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know your feelings. Let me know your comments below. I am just fucking rambling. So, have a good day, good night. Depends on when you're watching this. Be safe. I will catch you in the next review.